Hey guys,
Hi.
it's Sandra.
And Josh,
And we are
the Peas of Happiness.
So this Friday, we are delivering a bit of a somber message to you, but we're going to try to do it with fun sound effects. Today is day 33 of Project Alarm Clock, and we are so incredibly honored to have been able to do this kind of activism for so long.
We've done something every single day for 33 days, and it has been a powerful experience. We've always sought to make veganism more accessible to everybody and to non-vegans, but now I feel like we're also trying to make activism more accessible to all vegans.
Trying to live by example. And in that time, we have really come into our own as far as how to create this material and what kind of vision we had for it. This material is not easy to create and takes quite a bit of time, from research to make sure that we're giving you guys the correct information and putting good, solid philosophy and science out there, to the time it takes to shoot, edit, and compile all of this. So right now, between all of the compiling and things that we're doing, we're working a minimum of about 65 hours a week.
Yeah, each of us. I mean, we're writing these blog posts, we're filming, we're shooting the videos, we're editing, we're doing our community activism. We're the organizers of our town's vegan meetup group. We're organizing 2 Earthlings groups in Colorado Springs and in Denver to happen once a month or
once a month. We're doing once a month demonstrations of the Earthlings experience, which if you guys have never seen what that is, please check out this video. So we have a lot on our plate right now. And here comes the somber part. All of the fundraising that we did happened before we left Texas. If you guys are new here or you just didn't catch that story, we moved from Texas to a very small town in Colorado in order to lower our cost of living so that we might become full-time activists and actually sustain ourselves doing this. We started growing our own food. We started washing our own laundry through an arm crank laundry machine. We're really trying to cut down our cost of living on everything. But because we haven't received any funding since we've come into Colorado, we've been solely living off of what we raised in Texas. And that has been awesome because it sustained us doing Project Alarm Clock for this entire time. Mm-hmm. For almost 2 months, with all the research and all of the different things we had to do just to get Project Alarm Clock going, we've been able to sustain ourselves. But unfortunately, at day 33, today Josh will be applying for real 9-to-5 jobs.
Cat grooming and private tutoring won't cut it right now, and I need to apply because we're at the end of our rope. Because that's where we are. We don't want to go back to work for the man. There are a few noble professions out there, but those are few and far in between, and this is the most noble profession we would like to engage in, of course. And so, of course, that's why we've done Project Alarm Clock every day, to show you that we're willing to go as hard as we can. As we continue, we won't be able to put out as much content, but we will always continue to improve the quality of our content.
Absolutely. We are not giving up on the Peas of Happiness by any means. It just means that at this point we may have to slow down a bit. Because with Josh working a job, there's no way for me to do all of the research, all of the editing, all of the housework, all of the taking care of our normal adult things that we have to do, and still put out material every day.
If we're working 130 hours a week together and I take 40 or 50 hours out of that week, and you can't add 40 or 50 hours to yours, so that means you have to do the same thing. That means that we can do maybe a third of what we've been doing.
Yeah, I'm not Superwoman. I can't take that on. So here's where all that fun stuff you saw earlier comes in. Our last desperate attempt to keep Project Alarm Clock viable.
You guys have the chance to offer us a bonus life.
I've spent many years and copious amounts of money creating this collection.
We already sold maybe a third of it before we left Texas. Made some really hard decisions with some sentimental pieces, and now we're doing the same.
This could all be yours if you want it. Starting at noon today, September 2nd, through the next 7 days until September 9th, whoever makes the largest contribution to the Peas of Happiness will receive all of this.
All of these games will be shipped unless we can drive to you. We will ship all of these games and consoles to you if you are the largest donor within the next week. However, there is a stipulation. We must reach our fundraising goal, and that goal is $500. If and only if we reach our goal, we will send all of this to the highest donor.
Guys, this collection is actually worth quite a bit. As we looked up pieces, we started to really see these are 3 consoles with a ton of game titles for each of them.
These are old Nintendo games, and some of them are worth quite a bit.
Each system works just fine. All the controllers are included in this offer. And again, this offer kind of works 2 ways. In one, of course, who doesn't like to play video games? These are like kind of sought after. So we figured that this would be a hot item to actually get people coming to the Peas of Happiness, looking at what we're doing, and even if it's just for the Nintendo, hey, at least they're seeing, you know, what we're putting out.
Yeah.
Guys, this is literally the last of the entertainment stuff we kept. I mean, besides our musical instruments, which you don't really see as entertainment, that's food for our souls. But these systems are literally the last time waster we have. We have nothing else to offer. And we want to show you guys our dedication. This is how dedicated we are, that this collection, which really is kind of sentimental. I'm sorry.
There is nothing holding us back from doing our best for the animals, from being the best activists we can. We've learned so much in this time. We've really improved a lot, and we're still willing to make these sacrifices and do what it takes.
Nothing could be more important than that. And that's why I'm sentimental right now, is because while these used to be the focus of my life, guys, like just like anybody else watching this, we were focused on our own entertainment and our own excitement, you know, having fun as much as we could. And basically from the first moment that we saw, you know, Gary Yourofsky's best speech ever and saw the graphic footage of, you know, what actually happens to non-human animals within the human constructed system that they are forced into, and that's all we can think about. That's been the drive, and everything has changed in our life because of that. In giving up these games and offering them to you guys to help us fund our activism, the trade-off of our own entertainment and what we've spent so much time collecting and doing, to offer that to you guys as a sign that we are committed to the animals, I really don't know what else we can offer you, but that's all we have. I would so much rather take the money that we would get from these and fund Project Alarm Clock, even if it's only for 1 more month before we have to call it quits. I would much rather do that. That's so much of that's a no-brainer. I would much rather help animals than keep this stuff.
Yeah.
So please help us. We realize that not everybody can quit their jobs and do this. We always say that every dollar is a vote, and when you're spending it with a company, you're voting for the type of world that you want to see. And when you use your dollar to help support the Peas of Happiness, you're voting and you're using your dollar to fund constant voice for the animals. We promise that we will only continue to be more vocal, more public, more out there, doing as much as we can to raise awareness for non-human animals and cultivate compassion throughout our lives, throughout everyone's lives.
And you have a voice with us. We want to represent you. We want your input and your criticisms because we're trying to build a community so that this movement will take off even faster. But if you can support us in any small way, even if it's just a share, then it means the world to us.
Guys, the little shares, like that kind of stuff seems really small, but shares and likes, that gets us really far. Not just because it tells people the type of activism we want to do and gets it out there to anybody who could potentially want to fund us, but because the more times this is shared and liked, the more non-vegans get to see this message. And hopefully we can change some hearts and minds. So please, please, please like and share our content. That's why we put it out. It's not for our own egos. Otherwise, I'd probably look I'd probably try to look cuter while we make these videos. Just
I think you're cute.
So just to reiterate, guys, from now, September 2nd, and the next week, which is September 9th, the highest donor to Project Alarm Clock, as long as we reach our fundraising goal of $500, will receive all 3 game consoles, all of the games, and all of the controllers you see here. Boom.
That's the deal.
So please like and share this, especially if you have a nerd in your life who would like all of this stuff. The more funding we can get, guys, the better. Again, we only want to continue to help animals and continue to make a difference. No matter what happens, Josh and I will continue to speak for the animals. The Peas of Happiness will hopefully continue to grow and continue to be a viable source for vegans and non-vegans alike.
Absolutely. Please subscribe on YouTube, help like and share our posts on all of our social media platforms, and support us via Patreon. Patreon is so great for artists and activists like us. If you can give us $5, it would mean so much to us. And if you can't do that, a share would be so appreciated, because you may not know who on your friends list will see this and be motivated to help us out.
I want to help those crazy vegans. Thank you so much
everybody.
for all of your support. We love you guys. Continue to live your positive plant-based existences.
This has been Sandra and Josh, 2 peas in a pod, passionately promoting positivity, peace, and plant-based living for the benefit of all non-human persons.
Woo!
Woo!
Bye, guys. And so here's where all that fun stuff you came in earlier. Wait, what? Here's where all that fun stuff you saw earlier comes in.